Hi folks, welcome back to the Mayor's Desk following our latest council meeting. A lot of news, some great project updates that I think you'll be interested to hear about. So I'll get going. The Childcare Centre. We know it's been upgraded for quite a while. It will now be completed in October. And that gives us the opportunity to take on more places there that are being in great demand at the moment. We know there is a waiting list out there for childcare. It also enables us to provide the facility, the modern facilities that are expected at a childcare centre. Yes, the cost has been around about $970,000, but half of that, 50%, is from external grants. So that's made the project viable. And what we call the Transport Renewal Program, just a fancy way of talking about curbs, footpaths, and the renewal of our streets. That has now been programmed. That will be coming up very, very soon. Our Foreshore Plaza, now everybody knows by now that our first grant application failed. We have been working on a second application to ensure that we meet all the criteria, because the reason it failed was that the funding sources are looking for us to have a multi-user facility that is available and used 12 months of the year. That's been the sticking point. So we have some other opportunities we're looking at and redoing that submission with our fingers crossed that this time we will meet all their requirements. So that's still it's not on the back burner, very, very front burner there. It is still being worked on. The Recreation Centre, what we call the efficiency projects. Again, something else we've been really hanging out for is another 50% funding grant externally, so that we can put an array, a huge, massive array of solar on the roof to again cut the costs of the operation of the centre. But we're looking for that 50% grant, very important. The Public Toilets Upgrade Program. We know we've got the new toilet at the foreshore. Council will very, very soon be getting a report on the next toilet proposed, which is at the Jim Pollock Wetlands. Now, everybody knows it's a fairly large toilet. Definitely, it was never designed for the amount of people that go to the wetlands now. So that one will be coming up for Council's consideration very, very soon. Waste education. We've had some successes in educating and encouraging the community to divert more waste from landfill, but we've still got a long way to go. In the past 2 years, we've had some significant savings. Now, I'll refer to what was in the agenda in the report. During that period of, during 2023-24 compared to 21-22, an additional 260,330 kilograms of waste was diverted from landfill, an increase of more than 186,000 kilograms of recyclable materials were collected, and an additional 74,000, in fact more than 74,000 kilograms of green waste was sent for composting. That is a fantastic effort. Overall, it's still only an increase of around 2% that's been diverted. A fantastic start, and we really do thank the community members that are taking that extra time to sort your waste into the 3 bins so none of it gets wasted. A lot more work to do, but we look forward to that figure growing over the next 12 months. Fantastic effort, but still a long way to go for our benefits there, because by reducing landfill, we save ratepayers money, because it costs a lot of money, of our money, your money, to go to landfill. So the more that can be diverted, the better. Vandalism, talked about that before. It continues to waste ratepayers' money. Now, a recent survey done and reported throughout South Australia was an estimated more than $3 million gets wasted by local government on repairing vandalism. In Whyalla, our annual figure is around about $50,000 plus all the time and effort to repair vandalism. And I then always raise the question, how many pieces of additional playground equipment could we purchase for that $50,000 instead of it having to go into repairing vandalism? And to give you a bit of an idea, again, refer to what was in the report from Council, that our depot staff, our maintenance teams, they are always working to repair damage, and it's always at our public spaces like Hummock Hill, Norton Park, the Russell Street Ladies Darts Club, Loveday Street, City Plaza, Jubilee Park, all significantly impacted by vandalism. And the vandalism targets what we all use, the barbecues and tables, safety bollards for our safety, drain covers even, extensive rubbish, graffiti, fencing, park lighting being destroyed, and of course always street signs and furniture, everything we use to be vandalised. It's an unacceptable behaviour. Now I know some people will say, oh well, we should have more CCTV cameras. It is sheerly impossible to cover the whole city with security cameras. Yes, in the hot spots, but we need the extra eyes and ears of the community. It's a community issue, so I do encourage our community, if you ever see anything happening, please report it to council, report it to SAPOL. We need to get on top of this because it affects the way we live and our environment. We want it to be a great environment. A project, I cannot go into too much detail now because it will take far too long, but I do encourage you, if you've got that interest, you want to know what's going on in council at the moment, the work that's been done, the work that's coming up. The monthly report has so much information in it about what work is being undertaken, and also for a new item, what we're calling the Whyalla City Amenity Project. Again, if you go into the agenda, go onto the council website, read about this. We're going back to basics because we're looking at the things everybody is always concerned about. Trees, footpaths, weeds, litter, everything like that. I've always believed in our environment and our livability, our well-being. It's more than a council issue. It's got to be a community. Now, some people will say, that's what we pay rates for. Well, no, we don't pay rates to have a massive amount of teams out there continually doing all that work. Otherwise, that takes away from other services that you, the ratepayers, are looking for. So we will have a lot of information coming out. There are programs going to be created where council and the community need to work together as a partnership to ensure we can solve a lot of these issues, and it benefits our city. It benefits the way we live. It benefits the aesthetics. So that's going to be a big project, short term, long term. But again, please go back to our agenda, have a read at what the initial proposal is. And I certainly look forward to being part of that program and working as well. Finally, I'm always very pleased to fill you in on how many customer requests council gets. And during the last quarter of the previous financial year, we had more than 500 customer requests, and they get addressed very promptly, or the more difficult ones take a little bit longer. But I do always encourage the community, if you've got a tripping hazard in front of your house, you're concerned about particular trees, you think a tree should be pruned because it's now overhanging on the footpath, please follow the system, just report it, it goes on the list and it gets attended to. And I must say a big thank you to the residents who thank us, and not so much us as council, but the workforce that are out there that respond and do the work, because after all, they are residents of Whyalla as well. They've got the pride and they serve the city. I guess I've run over time, which is one of my habits, but I do again encourage you to check our agenda, go to the website, and certainly make sure you follow our Facebook page for all the projects, all the updates that council issues. So until we chat next time, cheers.